All right, another issue of educational implication that falls out of these theories of human nature and is of direct educational strategy importance is the issue of the extent to which cognition and action are integrated in our pedagogy, in the way we choose curricular elements, in the way we teach them, in the way we assign activities for students to be engaging in. And painting, again, very broad strokes, if we start from in a top-down kind of fashion, dualism is going to emphasize in most cases the importance of cognition, but it will separate out cognitive issues from action issues. And that falls out of its theory here. Cognition is, from the dualist perspective, something that goes on psychologically. Action is something that is existential and physical. And as the dualist theory says, we should be separating those two out. Those are two separate spheres of action that don't necessarily need to be integrated with each other. And also, on the dualist account, it's the psychological that is more important. And so cognitive issues are assigned much more weight in dualist curricula than action issues. And so what you will then find typically is a very theory-oriented, very abstract-oriented curriculum without much effort being made to develop practical applications and existential behaviors that will model and put that into place. In the case of reductive materialism as a broad approach, you find the exact opposite. From the reductive materialist approach, it is the physical, it is the behavioral, it is the existential that has priority. Things that have to do with the psychological, with the abstract, with the theoretical, typically are dismissed as of being of much less importance. And so what you will find greatly emphasized in reductive materialist or more materialistically oriented curricula is a distrust or a distaste or a disinterest in abstract theory, and much more of an emphasis on learning by doing. And the learning that is going on is a doing kind of learning, that it's a matter of what works physically, existentially, behaviorally, and whether there is a nice correlation and a well worked out abstract theory that the student has as part and parcel of that. That is at best a secondary concern. What we're then more likely to find in the case of integrationism is that issues of cognition on the psychological side and issues of action or issues of application, issues of practice are given equal weight, equal importance, and the theoretical and the practical then are integrated. The abstract and the particular, right, are integrated, and there's typically less in the curriculum, less in the methodology that involves simply behavioral things for their own sake rather, and abstract things for their own sake. Instead, we might learn by doing, but we're putting an important weight on the doing and integrating that with a learned understanding of the abstract theoretical material. So practice is a guide to theory and is also equally guided by theory in an independent kind of way. All right, so that's a second way where one's abstract theory can lead one to very different educational emphases. The issue of whether cognition is tightly linked to action and practice, or whether one or the other is emphasized at the extent, or at the expense rather, of the other.